You gonna help Dad work on the car again? No? You don't want to? Alright, whatever. Yeah, look at that LB7 smoke, baby! Because it's freaking America Day, that's why. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we are going to do yet again another video working on the 3rd gen Camaro with my daughter. If you didn't watch the last upload, obviously we got the ground effects and that driver's fender off and cleared out the carpet on this side. I would like to get the carpet out on that side and get the bumper off. That was a lot more of a pain in the ass than I thought it would be because a lot of the stuff on this end was bent, so it was just getting caught up and just really a pain. But it is completely out now. And you guys can see the difference between over here. I'll come to the side and over here. Big difference. So one of the next steps is to get another one of these, the actual bumper, which, because as you can tell, that side's just gnarred, but this is where it becomes interesting and kind of expensive. So in order to replace this piece over here, from what I can tell, oh yeah, it's welded. So I'm going to have to find another car, have this piece cut out and welded into mine, which is going to be an adventure, right? As you're holding a dip can. Demonetized. Not sure if anybody watching has ever done repairs to that little piece right over there. Drop a comment down below if there's an easier way to do that other than cutting a piece out of another car and welding it into mine. I'm not sure. I'm assuming that's what you're going to be doing, but if you guys know, drop a comment down below. I apologize ahead of time that this video is all over the place, but the carpet is now completely out of the inside of the car. Now inside here, I feel like underneath here there's a little bit of rust. Some spots we might have to check out, but like I said, I want to get this whole thing cleaned out. Ultimately, we want to have black carpet inside here, so that will eventually be a thing. I also took the hinges, the brackets off of the hood, so when I lay the hood over top at night, I'm not battling with these damn things, because I do just cover it up with the hood. I just throw the hood back on top. So we did get a little bit more done, just not on camera, right? And you've been sitting here touching everything, right? Good one. Alright guys, so I figured the best way to wrap up this video would be to kind of explain myself to you guys. So everybody obviously knows that I love 3rd gen Camaros, obviously owning 2 of them, but I never really explained why. So everybody has a car that they've looked at like for their whole life and just been like, dude, I would love to have one of these days. Well, kind of a weird scenario, but my uncle, well, my ex-uncle, you guys can kind of see where this is going to go. My ex-uncle, who, for lack of better terms, was an asshole, he cherished his 1990, I think he had a 91 or a 92 RS. Now, it was not a V8, it was, I think, the 3.1 liter. It had to have been, since it had the ground effects that I have on mine. So, it was a 3.1 convertible. It was a very different purple color, and he swore by it. Like, he barely put money on, or miles on it. Like, he just had it as something that he thought was going to be worth a crap ton of money someday, and it sat in his garage for the longest time. I remember as a little kid always going over to my aunt's house and seeing this car, and I'm like, that thing looks freaking sick. And the more I looked into things and I started looking around, like, the overall appearance of third-gen Camaros just really, really appealed to me. I obviously loved the first-gen Camaros. My dad had a second-gen Camaro. My dad had a 77. And obviously I have the 1988 and now the 92. My first car was actually, well, technically my 1988, but it wasn't the first car that I drove. The first car that I drove was a fourth gen. So my fourth gen was unfortunately a 6-cylinder. It was a red T-top car. Fun. It was automatic. It was fun for being a 16-year-old kid, not like needing too much power, obviously looking cool, but being cheaper on insurance. So I drove my 4th gen Camaro for the longest time. I thought I was hot shit in it, and then it kind of dawned on me, wow, this thing is slow as hell. Now, the 3.4 liter probably would beat the 92 in a race. Even though the 92 has a V8, it is the 5.0 carbureted, so it's not going to be the quickest. I teetered the idea of, once this thing's back together, not even painted or anything like that, taking it to the drag strip so you guys can see what a bone stock 5.0 does on a quarter mile, being that it's almost 30 years old now at this point. Drop a comment down below if that's something that you guys would like to see, if you guys would like to see once this car is at least put back together with the 5.0 still in it. Maybe we can take it down to the strip and do it. All depends on timing. It really does. If we get to the winter time and the car's still not completely back together, that's when we're going to pull the motor. So if the motor's pulled, I'm not going to throw the 305 back inside there just to make it pass. So Camaros in particular have always been something that I just absolutely love. And one of the most frequent questions that I get is, why are you putting so much time and effort into such an old vehicle? I'm not big on newer vehicles. I'm not. The newest vehicle I've ever owned is actually my wife's Jeep, which is a 2008. I don't need the nooks and crannies. I don't need navigation. I don't need heated seats. I don't need power, everything. That's me. I don't need all that stuff. If I need navigation, I put my phone up on the little holder, and guess what? I pay for a phone that also has navigation. I just don't need all the nooks and crannies. I like the look of the third gens. I think that they look sick. I think it was kind of like a huge leap from the second gen. A massive leap. They went from basically being a boat to looking sleek, and maybe it's just me, maybe it's just because I'm very biased towards the third gens, but even though I wasn't born necessarily in the time frame of them being the newest thing, I just think they're awesome. I don't have anything against the fourth gens. Obviously I've owned one, but when it comes down to it, I would much rather take a fourth gen platform and put it inside to a third gen, just because obviously the power difference from a fourth gen to a third gen is like drastic. But I would rather have the look of the third gen. So even though it's an older vehicle, you have to it takes a special type of person to have the patience and the willingness to take something that's literally 30 years old and redo it, and understand that there's going to be a lot of stuff that is wrong with it. There's a lot of stuff that's going to need replaced. I did that with my 1988. It took me about 4 years to do that. Bought it at the age of 15, and honestly, we're still not done, obviously, because I had to take the interior that I took out of the 92, slap that in the back of the 1988, because some of the plastics on the 88 are not in the car because of being wrecked when we bought that one back in 2010. So the motor that is in the 92 is going to be going in that. So the 88 is going to be on the channel here shortly as well, once we get the motor pulled out of this. I honestly, it's like I said, it's just a personal preference thing. When it comes to third gen Camaros, they're like, they're just beautiful to me. If done properly, they're some of the best looking cars I've ever seen. Like I said, personal preference. That's just my thing. Some people swear by a 69 Camaro, a 67 Camaro. Like I said, just personal preference. I think the third gens look phenomenal. I hope you guys are loving the series of redoing this car. Like I said, it's going to be a long and tedious process. It really is, but I think the ultimate goal and the ultimate vision that I have in that car, you guys are going to absolutely love. So if this was your first time watching a video on my channel, stay tuned because there will be another Camaro upload coming very soon, maybe even possibly tomorrow. We hit 3,500 subscribers, which is awesome! I never would have freaking thought, like I said, that we were going to get 100 subs, let alone 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs, 3,000 subs. Now we're at 3,500, and we are continuing to climb. We hit 3,500, and I'm pretty sure we're over 3,510 now, which is just the growth this year has been absolutely awesome, and I cannot thank you guys enough. So till the next Camaro upload video or whatever video we do next, I will catch you guys in the next one.